now? Is this working now or not? Oh God. um, Seems to be working. I just wish that somebody was here who could tell me that audio and video is okay, but I guess not. Alright. Could somebody tell me on Twitter if they're watching that it is okay or not? One person's watching. Two people are watching. Well, could you type something in the chat box? That would be cool. Oh, I have to open the chat box, of course. Yeah? Yes. Oh, this is a good start. Not. This thing's supposed to be tweeting also, but it didn't. Anyway, alright. Let's just start quickly. I'll read the disclaimer that this is not an investment advisory and should not be used to make investment decisions. Information on markoutethics.com is often opinionated and should be considered for information purposes only. No exchange anywhere has approved or disapproved of the information contained herein. There is no express or implied solicitation to buy or sell currencies and/or securities. The charts and comments provided here are not meant for investment purposes and only serve as technical examples. Don't consider buying or selling any currencies and/or securities without conducting your own diligence. All right, let's dive in and start with this horrible U.S. dollar chart, which went off the charts, so to speak. I have nothing else here to as a reference point. I need to get back to the charts or charting and try to find some kind of structure in here. The only thing that I could say is we can look at the weekly chart. I'm trying to see how fast this switches on the stream. So see that the stream still shows the daily, but I'm just gonna go on because I don't know how the delay is. Yeah, so the weekly, we're still actually within this structure here. Next targets would be this sliding parallel, which would be tomorrow, if the dollar, of course, still keeps going up, because who knows. That would be 12,354. That's 100 points higher. I mean, not tomorrow, but you know what I mean. Well, you never know. With the moves that the dollar has been making lately, you never know. All right. Then let's look at the euro dollar. So if you have questions or specific pairs you want me to look at, type it into the chat box, and I will go over it. Euro dollar, right? Well, obviously with the U.S. dollar making moves like that, and that FCM U.S. dollar is 57% out of the euro USD. So of course we're seeing this breakdown basically. What was really interesting is that the 2016 low, which was made on I think it was January 2nd or 3rd. It was the 4th. No, it wasn't. It was on the 5th. Yeah, the second trading day. Was exact support today. Of course, with RSI so strong, so oversold, I'm sorry, I was just listening to my wife in the living room. So yeah, I mean, with this much selling pressure, there's of course scope to go lower. And what are we looking at then? Tell you the truth, I don't know. You can try to draw some Fibonacci extensions. Obviously, you don't want to mess with the peaks, but this would be something. 106. No, wait a minute. Well, we're there. 107.13 was 100% extent. I'm gonna leave this on here. This, there's never a thing called coincidence. So if this extension is worth anything, the next level down would be 105.97, which doesn't really match up with anything here on the daily. Either this was the opportunity to go long for the rest of the decade, or goes lower, and maybe all those people that want parity will get their day, and maybe it will happen. Anyway, moving on. Dollar yen. So I'm really hoping that catch some kind of intermediate high here before we go much higher, and to get a chance to really, because I'm not in long in size, so I really would like to do that. And then there's a couple of levels. If we really get a pullback, I would let's put a fib on it, even if it's from, well, no, let's take this one. Let's do this. Well, the 61.8 would be close to filling the gap. because at some point a gap will be filled. Can be on the same day, can be 1-2 weeks afterwards, and it can be 3 months later. But you have to be aware of the gap, mind the gap. Actually, this level looks really, really good. If we get there, 103, that's 500, 420 pips lower. That's probably wishful thinking. Yeah. All right, so let's be realistic. I would say, today's low, or today's open, and maybe a 38 to retracement. It was 105.37. We'll probably keep an eye on this one and look at some 4 and 1 hour charts, which I will post to the MarketFX Pro Twitter handle. And if I find out something, I will also make a post out of it. Yeah. All right. Next, pound. Of course, everybody's playing the pound nowadays, which has become actually really clear. Normally, I hated trading the pound, but it's been pretty technical, on a technical level, pretty good. You see the low today was on this sliding parallel, the red one. So let me just make that bold. So in the future, that'll be something where you can have a certain amount of trust that should hold in the future, and to take longs, because I think you have to start thinking long now on the pound for sure. Okay, so 24.91. I wanted to take a long at 24.51, and then I was looking at this early reversal level, which is at 24.03, and then I put in an order going long, one at 24.05, with a stop loss under here, basically. Quite a big stop loss. But if it gets there, that would be ideal for the next leg up. All right. What else to say? I didn't put any fibs on it because I hate fibs with spikes like this. Well, all of a sudden I don't, because look where today's high was. That was exactly the 50%. So, and we're right at the 38 now. See, I like that kind of stuff. If it stops somewhere and it lines up with a fib, and all the other fibs kind of line up to, which they don't in this case, but you got to have some reference to play with. So this is not bad. I should have taken the 24.51 long. Anyway, look up, and in this case the 61.8, which lines up with the the August low. That looks really interesting as a target. That's 28.81, 28.64. The 61.8. Okay. Next, because RBA will be coming out in 15 minutes, I guess. So Somebody asked me today, oh yeah, go short, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, this structure has been like a dream this whole year, basically, or longer than a year already. So I wouldn't give up on it that quickly, especially not with if we saw a low in gold, which I will look at in a minute. Um, yeah, we could see some upside in the Aussie. If not, the obvious next potential support is the 200 SMA, 50% retracement from this entire move, which is still in play. So yeah, let's see what happens today. If we get a green candle, so to speak, um, or in this case a hollow candle, I would still be looking up. Definitely the month open at 76, and then decide if we take short or stay long. I'm long right now. Uh, Full disclosure. Okay, let's quickly look at gold. Went long 12.12 today. At first, um, during the day, the low was 12.12.5 or something, and I thought I missed a long, but I didn't want to chase it, so I just left it there, and lo and behold, it triggered. So yeah, up $12 is not bad. Um, Actually, this was exactly the level that I was looking at, the daily reversal level here. Well, actually, not a daily reversal level. I was looking at a 4-hour chart, and I was looking at this level, a 4-hour reversal level. If you can see that, you know, that was exactly 12.12. That's why I picked it. In case you wanna learn something, um, those reversal levels, be it um, on a daily or on a 4-hour or an hourly chart, it all depends on how you're trading and what kind of risk and targets you have. But those reversal levels are worth their weight in gold. To be funny with, because we're looking at gold. Um, right. Um, yeah, I mean, other mentors would call it, I don't know, where the smart money buys and all that stuff, and they give it these funky names. It's just two candles that show where the uptrend begins. That's basically it. Whatever names you give it, who cares? Um, if you want to sound um, if you want to sound smart, then go ahead, make my day. Okay, that was the segue into gold, but let's also look at the Kiwi. Same thing as the Aussie. This structure, a dream, and even more so now than the Aussie, because look at this red sliding parallel to the pip today, to the pip. So just gonna, yeah, I will make available on the website, some kind of references for uh, what I use for levels that are important. Why do I draw these red support and resistance lines, and which I just decided to do, to have one color, and in particular this color for fibs. Just I know that the chart looks a little bit like a kid with crayons, but you know, then it's easy to see. Oh, okay, it's blue, it's a fib, and it's red, it's a flag parallel or a horizontal support and resistance level. All right. All right. So actually, until the kiwi leaves this structure, I can't be 100% bearish. Um, I did draw this bearish pitchfork just to know what could happen, you know. And in this retrospect, kiwi could be ripe for a little bounce, especially if you look at yeah. I gotta still decide if I need the pro version again of TradingView or not. I've noticed, by the way, this is like a secret tip. I've had it for a year, and all my charts that I saved and all my layouts, it's more than 5. They're all still there. The only difference that I see is those ads that pop up, and you know, say $15 a month. I don't mind clicking like 5 times a day to click those ads away. All right. Where were we? Oh yes, this. You know, I also like RSI support levels. Everybody will think, well, is he crazy? But you know, I've been trading for a while, as an understatement. But trend lines and horizontal support and resistance also exists on RSI. Even if it is to trigger a trade or a scalp, it works. Well, obviously, you know, don't do that on a daily chart because, you know, the RSI level for the day is only determined at the close, right? So, just so you know. Right. So I was saying, can't be bearish until we really leave this bullish fork. So expecting a bounce, yeah, 38 to 50%, like right here. Time-wise, you know, that would be the end of November. Let's say this would be really great if we could get to that level by the end of November. You know, month close, Fed meeting on the 4th. Yeah, that would be great. All right. What else? Trades that we're in, the Euro yen went long today, this morning at 115. What was it? 115.81. That's when the spread was, you know, doable, and bought a couple of more times after this, and 116.20 now. It's an inside day, but it's a Monday, so it's actually the second inside day now that I'm seeing it. It could be a little triangle in. Wonder what the news is. That is there yen news? No, I'll have to check. Anyway, so yeah, should look at this. Yeah, a nice little triangle here. And maybe there's something to look at. Sell and sell or take profits on the longs 116.40s, and then see if there's a breakout on the upside, or if we go down. Alright. In general, though, I'm very bullish on the euro yen. Targets here 116.78. You can see it here, and actually expecting. I don't know. I'm actually also expecting USD Japanese yen, first of all, 110, 111, and then maybe going to 120. So that could possibly put the euro yen also around 125 or a bit higher. Anyway, it's all wishful thinking. And then one of my, which I'm watching like a hawk, and you've seen me post it on the public account too. That's the Euro Kiwi. Today was a kind of a frustrating day. I just hope we don't fall back to the daily reversal level before we go up further. So risk is basically 149.72. Although I'm actually not expecting that, but you never know. So you see this, RSI trend line, a break, a retest today, and tomorrow we should be on our way up again. So let me put my little pink swirly here, put it like this, and so that's what I'm thinking. Up here, maybe to the median line here, then a little pullback again, and then up to by the end of December, or middle of December, to the 2016 year open, which is at 159.17. That's almost 800 pips from here, so that would be nice. Okay. What else? Oil. So also got into oil today. Oh, I should show you the other chart, the FXDM one, and got in 12.52, 55. Well, and above. So I'm really excited now to see it at 43, above 43. Means I'm making money. Yeah, this the first touch, all day actually, was exactly at this trend line, and then near the European closes, and it just, which was looking for stops, which I can understand, and now it's going up. Maybe there was some news or whatever, I don't know. Most important thing is I'm in the money, and I'm looking up again. Well, obviously, first one. What am I doing? My mouse is slow too because of the network card, and Bluetooth is on the same card. Here, my PC, and my mouse is a Bluetooth mouse, so if I use a lot of bandwidth, the Bluetooth also gets impacted. It's really weird. Okay, so first target is 44.42, and yeah, I guess we'll see if we get there, because then we could potentially draw some fibs here if this really is the low. Well, they also basically, well, obviously they come in with this one because they're both basically equal legs. Yeah, so 47. I think that was the target that I put in the trade. Okay, now well, if there are no questions, then I will just leave it for this time, and not sure how many people are listening or have listened. There's 3 watching, so I hope you had some useful information, and I'm gonna try to do this more on a regular basis. So maybe next time ask me questions in advance on Twitter, or send me an email, or type in the chat box. All right. Thank you very much, and have a great evening.